Zoom link. It would have come by email.
Let me see. I need to go into email. Yeah.
Yeah.
වතුර වීදුර
Okay.
වගේ නගන්න පුළුවන් නේද?
1 2 1 2 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5
Yeah.
Because Sheffield and Leicester
Yeah.
put as a Trent region those days before they decided to separate it. Although Sheffield is in Yorkshire,
Yeah.
they called it Trent and put us into it. So that's why before I went to Canada.
1 2 1 2 3 4 5
Anyway, I'll catch up with you after the
Yeah,
meeting.
yeah,
Huh? I'll be around.
you will be around.
I think I'm down to meet the friend office. Yeah.
This is you, yeah?
This is me. Okay.
Nihal Veerasena. Yeah.
Will you be staying on after for the rest of it, or say?
Tomorrow 5.
1 2 1 2 3 4 5
Yes, yeah, because this will be the time that.
Yeah, this is the time we can.
Yeah, we are hoping to keep to time.
Yeah.
After that.
At least for the garlanding.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah,
And then close, of course.
Yeah, no, that goes on till there because we have one round of cricket that finished Mahafilton Amadivarai. ඊට පස්සේ මේ 16 don't have any.
I think we need to concentrate on getting this. Yeah. Okay, can you rejoin? What
1212.
මේක මතලා දාන්න.
Yeah, I don't know what this.
දැන් හොඳට වැඩ කරා
ඒ
ඉස්සෙල්ලා.
කනේ
අපි මේක ක්ලෝස් කරලා ඉන්නද?
මේකද
PowerPoint එක.
මිනිමයිස් කරන්න.
minimize
Okay, මිනිමයිස් කරන්න. Okay, මේ Skype for business එකක් තියෙනවා. ඒකත් දන්න. Okay, wait. තාම තියෙනවා නේද? Do we have another laptop? Amal, do we have another laptop to use?
Yeah, I'm trying to get that process executed.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Connected.
මේක ක්ලෝස් කරලා මෙමුද? whole thing.
Whole thing restart කරනවද? Okay, we can do it. Okay. ඒක වෙනවද? එහෙම වෙනවද?
ඔව්.
Alright, okay. Do we want to? Yeah. Okay. Restart කරමු නේද? කොතන මෙතනින්ද?
මම නම් කරන්නේ.
Okay, shall we switch laptops then?
We're going to restart. We're going to restart this.
Okay.
මෙතන admin වේ.
මම මෙතනින් කරන්නේ.
කොතන? මේකෙන් පොඩ් disconnect කරමු නේද?
දැන් යන්න බලන්න ඊමේල් එකට යන්න බලන්න. ඊමේල් එකට.
ඉස්සෙල්ලා Wi-Fi connect කරමුනේ.
ඔව්.
Okay, connected, right. මේකනේ?
ඔව්. I'm out. මේක අරගෙන මේක කොපි කරලා දාමුද බා එකට?
Yeah, okay, එහෙම කරමු. Control and then this browser make a browser. Yeah, yeah, okay.
මේක දානවා.
Shall we go with my laptop?
Yeah, I think we'll have to do that.
Yeah, it's not ready.
Yeah, it's still there.
Yeah, still that. Yeah. Can you do it from there? You have to do it. You have to have it here. Okay. Then I'm making color on it.
Yeah. Power cable
I'll
එකක්
get you
ඕනද?
the power cable. Just
Yeah.
check
we
that
just-
away.
Yeah,
Okay, get the HDMI in here.
Yeah.
Is all of this just to get him on Zoom?
Yes.
We have to get him on Zoom first.
He's not really we have a really good angle from the back. We don't really need this on Zoom.
No, because
I can zoom in on him. Like,
wait, let's.
making your life a lot more complicated.
Well,
No,
okay, all right.
Doesn't
Let's
matter.
just,
Yeah, we'll try.
he has to control the.
Right. Okay, and then this goes into where's this?
So there's one here.
Right, the other side. Okay.
It's also HP, yeah?
This is HP, yeah. Okay, the power cable. you need to have with HDMI, so you need to sort all that a bit out. You want the remote was here. The white remote you have.
No, I didn't take that. No, use this one. What did you do?
මේක පොඩ්ඩක්ම පුරුදු වෙන්න හදන්නේ. කෝ මේක
Make a course.
මේක
Steve,
Yeah, ask Steve.
I think we may need your help to get the.
මේක කොහොමද ස්ක්‍රීන් එකට යන්නේ?
Yeah, done. Maybe I correct. Last time you just removed that, isn't it? Is that right? It's connected that.
Last time we just
Remove that, isn't it? Yeah. No, nothing's happening.
අපි ගියා නේද මේකේ අර ඩබල් එකට. It may be the same. Is it that one?
Yeah, press and see. Ah, yes. Yeah. Second screen. Second screen. Is it come? Try it. No, take it out. No. External.
External.
It's connected, isn't it?
That sounded positive.
Yeah, that sounded positive.
We change the lock.
Okay, hold on.
Let's pull that.
No, we don't. We check the light and the projection.
Check the input terminal.
We've tested all that tested months ago. Yeah, no, we've tested all that. It's for the speaker and for the projection.
Input try. No.
We couldn't get the first time we got it.
Yeah, I saw that.
Input
Yeah.
turn. Input turn is where it starts sensing.
Information passing and it just put it off.
Right. Okay. Then okay.
Well, I'm gonna do.
Instead.
You got it.
Lift state.
You've got it going.
Lifted it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, we had a problem getting it on.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
All right.
That's fine.
All right.
Yeah. Now presentation mode.
And slide, share, and from the beginning.
Press it.
And let's close that.
How do we get the
That's it.
pointer?
Yeah. Is that right? Yeah.
Pointer. Yeah. Normally.
Like that or
No, let me see.
Arrows will improve. Arrows will improve. Yeah. Up and down there.
Yeah.
Make close kind of. Close that.
මේකේ මගේ එක ගන්නේ pointer. Show the pointer. Can you see the pointer?
Have you got pointer on?
Pointer කියන්නේ laser pointer.
Do you want that?
It's better if I have it.
Either you can use these arrows there. Arrows in the background.
නෑ මට අර red point එක.
red point. Okay.
ඒක සාමාන්‍යයෙන් ගන්න පුළුවන්. ඕකේ තියෙනවා show point option.
Point options.
Laser. I want the pointer laser.
Left. Right.
Right.
Okay. Right. You okay there?
Yeah.
That's the mic you pick up. Phone.
Everyone, good afternoon. Now we are going to start our program, Founders Day program, 161st birth anniversary of Anagarika Dharmapada. So welcome. Now I would like to invite Most Venerable Bogoda Seelivimala Nayaka Thero, the head of the London Buddhist Vihara and Sanganayak of the Great Britain, to deliver welcome speech, please.
Subha Sandhyaවක් වේවා සියලු දෙනාට. Good afternoon to everyone. Venerable Mahasangha, Your Excellency the High Commissioner, Mr. Nimal Senadira, and Deputy High Commissioner, and Mr. Nadika Guruge. Sorry, Nadika Guruge, and Chairman of the Buddhist Society, and distinguished guests, dear friends. Today we gather to celebrate our Founders Day and to commemorate the 161st birth anniversary of the great Anagarika Dharmapala, a towering figure in the modern revival of Buddhism. He was born in 1864 and passing away in 1933. Anagarika Dharmapala dedicated 60 years of his life to the noble cause of preserving and spreading the Buddha Sasana, the dispensation of the Buddha. His guiding motto was Chiran Titatu Lokasming Samma Sambuddha Sasanang. May the dispensation of the Supreme Enlightened One endure for a long time in this world. In pursuit of this vision, Anagarika Dharmapala established this vihara in 1926, a time when there were no Buddhist monasteries in Great Britain or in the Western world. His work was truly pioneering. While a few Buddhist organizations existed, such as the Buddhist Society, founded by Christmas Humphreys, and the German Buddhist Society, started by Paul Dahlke, there were no residential temples or monasteries to serve as spiritual centers for the growing interest in Buddhism. To honor his legacy, we have organized the Anagarika Dharmapala Memorial Lecture as part of today's celebrations. This year, we are privileged to have Professor I.M. Dharmadasa as our keynote speaker. I will introduce him formally in a short while. We are delighted to welcome the High Commissioner and Deputy High Commissioner and Dayakas and many dear friends of the temple. It brings me great joy to see such a warm and enthusiastic gathering here today. On behalf of the organizing committee, I extend a heartfelt welcome to each and every one of you. Thank you for joining us in paying tribute to a visionary who dedicated his life to the service of the Dhamma in the Western world. Thank you very much.
Now I would like to invite Dr. Nihal Veerasena to read the message from Anagarika Dharmapala Trust. The Anagarika Dharmapala Trust is the custodian of the London Buddhist Vihara. So I would like to invite him to read the message from the Anagarika Dharmapala Trust.
Good evening, everybody, and most welcome for this meeting today. This is a message from the chairman and the trustees, managing trustees of the Anagarika Dharmapala Trust in Sri Lanka. A message of felicitation from the managing trustees of the Anagarika Dharmapala Trust on the commemoration of the 161st birth anniversary of the Anagarika Dharmapala, the founder of the London Buddhist Vihara and the Buddhist Mahabodhi Society. The managing trustees of the Anagarika Dharmapala Trust are pleased to extend its warmest greetings to all those present in person and online through this message of felicitation on the occasion of the 161st birth anniversary of Bodhisattva Anagarika Dharmapala. The London Buddhist Vihara is the first Theravada Buddhist temple established outside the continent of Pan-Asia in 1926. It will therefore celebrate its centenary next year. During all these years, the Vihara has faithfully served what the Anagarika wanted as its primary objects. I quote, to give the British people and all its inhabitants in the United Kingdom the gift of the sublime teachings of the Buddha Dhamma. A precursor to the founding of the Vihara was the formation of the British Mahabodhi Society with learned scholars from this country. The trust is overjoyed that the resident monks of the London Buddhist Vihara, together with its loyal Dayaka supporters and the office bearers of the British Mahabodhi Society, are working jointly and severely as they have done for nearly 100 years by spreading the tenets of the Buddhism in the West in spirit of love. The Anagarika Dharmapala was an enigma. He is enshrined in the history of Sri Lanka, in the hearts of the people in golden letters. He awakened the dispirited nation due to centuries of foreign rule. He rekindled the self-belief and self-confidence and the pride in their culture and religion. He encouraged economic self-reliance. He took the message of the Buddha to far corners of the world. For over 500 million Buddhists worldwide, probably his name is more synonymous with the recovery of the holy Buddhist sites in India, sanctified by the touch of the feet of the Gautama Buddha. The trust created by Anagarika himself to carry on his work after his demise, bearing his name, will continue to ensure the protection of the resident monks, well-beings of the Vihara, and the British Mahabodhi Society. In the years to come, it has done in the past in pursuit of the founder's life mission and vision. We convey our deepest gratitude to the head monk of the Vihara, the Chief Sanganayaka of Great Britain, Most Venerable Bogara Silamula Mahatero, his deputy, Venerable Tavalama Bandula Tero, the resident monks and the visiting venerable members of the Mahasangha from the Buddhist Viharas in the United Kingdom, together with all the volunteer Dayaka supporters who have organized the Founders' Day event over the weekend. We thank Emeritus Professor I. M. Dharmadasa for delivering a memorial lecture on a very topical subject globally, and all those who have attended in person online these events to commemorate the memory of noble son of Sri Lanka. May all blessings be happy. Sudharmika Hevaitan, Chairman, AD, Anagarika Dharmapala Trust. Thank you.
Now it is time to introduce our guest speaker, Mr. Professor Dharmadasa. I would like to invite Most Venerable Nayaka Theru to introduce our speaker.
Once again, good afternoon to everyone. Having studied a lot of information from internet, I have taken some notes for you today. Professor Dharmadasa, his primary and secondary education was from his native village area in the dry zone Kurunegala district in Sri Lanka. He won a special government scholarship as the first student who passed the GCE O-level science exam in 1965. From a rural school where the school started the science O-level for the first time. Advanced level science studies were carried out in Ibagomo Central College during 1966 to 68. He won the Best Student Prize in 1968 and received a book written on Anagarika Dharmapala's life. He gave a talk on Anagarika Dharmapala in the meeting in the school hostel after reading that book. So there you have to give this speech. Dharme completed the first degree at the University of Peradeniya, covering chemistry, physics and mathematics, and graduated with a 2.1 honors degree in 1972. While working as a demonstrator in physics at the University of Peradeniya, special permission was granted to follow the physics special degree in the same faculty. Dharme graduated from the second time with a first class honors in 1975. It is customary to award the Dr. C.A. Vitharna Memorial Prize each year to the best performer of the physics special degree at the University of Peradeniya. These two books actually are directly connected with our founder Anagarika Dharmapala. He was fortunate to receive that award in 1975. While working as an assistant lecturer in physics, he won an open Commonwealth scholarship to complete his PhD at the University of Durham in the UK in 1977. After completing his PhD, he returned to the physics department in 1980 to work as a lecturer in physics. After receiving a job offer from his external examiner to the PhD thesis, he returned to the UK in 1984 to work as a senior research fellow at University College Cardiff. In 1988, he joined the industry, British Petroleum Research at Sunbury in London to develop and commercialize low-cost solar panels. At the end of the project, he returned to the academia again in 1990 to join as a senior lecturer in applied physics at Sheffield University. He worked there for 32 years, moving to principal lecturer, reader, professor, and senior staff grade professor status. Finally, he worked in the electronic engineering department for many, many years and retired in 2020 as an Emeritus professor at Sheffield University. During this period, he successfully supervised 31 PhDs and published 260 papers, published 2 books, and edited 1 book in the solar energy research area. Currently, he is working as an editor of a journal to contribute to research and working on the Solar Village project for social development. He served 51 years before his retirement in 4 universities, Peradeniya, Durham, Cardiff, and Sheffield, including the 2 years in industry. I was giving this introduction. It's inspiring all of us. Your academic career and wonderful educational journey has been completed. We are honored to have you today, sir. I would love to sincerely invite you to deliver your speech today.
Garuthara Sangaratnang Avasarai, Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen.
It's a great honor to be here. As our Sanganayaka mentioned, this is my third connection with Srimad Anagarika Dharmapala. Just to mention the first one, I received a book when I was in the A-level class. I read the whole book. I gave a talk on his life. The second one was I received the Dr. C.A. Heva Vitarana Memorial Prize for my physics special degree. I didn't know who he was. During that time, that is 50 years ago, we didn't have Google. I knew that he must be a famous person, but I didn't worry too much about it. I didn't know he was until I prepared this lecture 2 weeks ago. When I read about it, Dr. C.A. Vitarana is Charles Alvis Heva Vitarana, Anagarika Dharmapala's brother, one of the brothers. That was great, and this is the third one. When I received this invitation, I was delighted. This is the third event to talk about his life, talk about his work. This is the title given to me, Buddhism and Climate Change, Seeking Path of Mindful Actions. I divided this into different sections. These are the sections. I will give a brief introduction to Anagarika Dharmapala. I will talk about climate change very briefly, solar village project and climate mitigating activities, and then mindful actions within solar village projects, and then ultimate solution to climate action, that is the green hydrogen technology. In fact, all these 5 words, 5 one-hour lectures. I will try to finish this within 45 minutes. And then if you have time, I have 2 minutes video as well on solar villages. Coming to Srimad Anagarika Dharmapala, he is a pivotal figure in the Buddhist revival movement in Sri Lanka and India. And also he was a social reformer. He was born in 1864, 161 years ago, and passed away in 1933 in India. His parents were Don Karolis and Mallika Heva Vitarana. Don Karolis was a rich furniture businessman. He was a very wealthy person. He moved from Mathura to Colombo, and his son's first name was Don David Heva Vitarana. During that time, colonial period, he had to have this kind of names. And he was educated in Christian background, St. Benedict's, St. Thomas's, and he read the Bible, and his English was superb, and that was the background. At an early stage, especially during children's time, when something happens, it triggers something. What he saw was his teachers shooting the birds. He didn't like it. And at that point, he changed his attitude, and he was drawn to spiritual ideas. He started meditation, serving poor people, and became a vegetarian. And when he spoke, he was furious sometimes because he was firm. Now, during his life, he had 3 stages. The first stages was Dr. David Heva Vitarana until about 20 years old. I don't know the exact year. And then when he changed his attitude, he changed his name. That is the first thing he did. He changed it to Anagarika Dharmapala. Anagarika means homeless one. This is not the homeless as we hear today, because he was from a very wealthy family. All the comforts were there, but he gave it up. He sacrificed it to promote Buddhism and to revive Buddhism. And also, he was midway between the monk and a layperson. Can you see this kind of photos you may have seen? What is the difference? He never shaved his head. That is for a good reason, because if he became a full monk, Buddhist monk, he has to follow all the Vinaya rules for a Buddhist monk. But then he couldn't travel, he couldn't do his work, so he kept his hair as it is, and he was in between a Buddhist monk and a layperson. What is Dharmapala means? Dharmapala means protector or guardian of the Dharma. Hopefully now you can work out the meaning of my name, Dharmadasa. He became a Buddhist monk when he was 69 years old, and after a few months he passed away in India. Anagarika Dharmapala visited Buddha Gaya when he was 21 years old, just after his teenage years. And he was shocked to see the status of Buddha Gaya, because the Buddha Gaya was under a Hindu priest, so the Buddhist features were disappearing, and he had to fight a legal fight to get this place back. There were a lot of people to help him, but can you believe those days, not like now, you have to go in a ship. It takes days and weeks to India, and in a outside country, going to legal system, and he saved the place and then renovated it and returned to the Buddhist care. Can you believe what kind of guts he should have? He delivered an eloquent speech at the World Parliament of Religion in Chicago in 1893, making a huge impact on the non-Buddhist audience. The chairman of the meeting commented that Dharmapala looked like Christ in a saffron robe. That was the comment from the chairman during that time. His amazing activities include restoring various Buddhist sites. You can see the Mahabodhi temple in India, Mahabodhi statue in Buddha Gaya, Saranath temple, where the first sermon of Lord Buddha took place, and Mahaparinirvana temple in Kushinara. He founded the Mahabodhi Society, promoting Buddhist principles, starting Buddhist schools in Sri Lanka. It comes to my mind, Vishaka and Ananda in Colombo, Mahamaya and another school in Kandy, and Maliyadev in Kurunagala. Those are some of the schools comes to my mind. He started Buddhist schools in the country. He preached Buddhism in 3 continents, Asia, Europe and North America. Just imagine to go to North America, how long it took. In a ship to come to UK, it takes about 1 month those days. So traveling, preaching, and he started 1926. Anagarika Dharmapala established the London Buddhist Vihara in Ealing and later moved to Chiswick. That is why where we are here today. It's a wonderful character, remarkable character, and he did a wonderful job for the community. Let me come to a completely different subject, climate change. What is climate change? What is the reason? The reason is the global warming and climate change comes from 2 different reasons. The one reason is human activities. The second one is natural changes. We can't do anything about natural changes. We can only control what we do. So what are the dangers? The dangers are We know all these things happening around the planet, rise in temperatures, forest fires and droughts, water scarcity and food shortages, heavy rains and flash floods. We heard floods in Middle East where there is no rain, hurricanes and tornadoes, sea level rise and coastal erosion. These are real problems. Especially the countries like Sri Lanka and poor people are the most vulnerable. In fact, even in the UK, we can see the problem of coastal erosion. We see it all the time. So what are the solutions? The solution is to reduce the greenhouse gas emissions, carbon dioxide mainly, reduce it. When we produce power, we emit carbon dioxide, we have to reduce it. That is number one. And then reabsorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, especially growing more trees, because the trees absorb carbon dioxide, combine with sunlight and water through photosynthesis, emit oxygen and provide our food. So we have to do two things: reduce the emission and reabsorb carbon dioxide. So those are the two things we can do now. So that's about climate change. Let me come to our project. In fact, since I am a engineering and scientist background, I will spend some time on this project. When I joined the Sheffield Hallam University in 1990, after working in British Petroleum making solar panels, I saw it is maturing. So I started to promote it. So when I started the job as a senior lecturer, I divided my job into three components: lecturing, solar energy research, and not many people do this. I started the public awareness work. I went to schools around Sheffield. I gave public lectures in social events. So this is how I started it. And then I saw the interest, and I went to Colombo, worked with the British Council, and I established a higher education link program with several universities in Sri Lanka. The DFID funded me 6 years. That is for mobility. We completed about 40 senior academic visits between the two countries. During this time, I had two aims: to establish solar energy research in local universities and collaborate with them. The second point, promote renewables in the country. So we started this work in 1992. Now, as a result of this, after 6 years it stopped. By that time, I have established a very well-established link within the country and also within the South Asia region called SAREP, South Asia Renewable Energy Program. We started the Solar Asia Conference Series, and also the other product is the Solar Village. I was thinking, how can we develop these needy people, poor people, using solar energy freely available? So we designed this project, piloted in 2008, it's about 17 years ago, and monitored the success, observed the social benefits is tremendous. You will see some of the benefits later on. Now this has been, now this project is ready for wide replication. So after my retirement 2 years ago, now I spend a lot of time for replication work. 35 years of continuous effort. Anagarika Dharmapala said, this is a quote I picked up: without effort, progressive development is impossible. I was reading about him, and this is a quote from him, and it is 35 years of continuous effort. What is the Solar Village concept? The technical name of the Solar Village is CARES. CARES stands for Centers for Application of Renewable Energy Sources, because I was promoting renewables. So it is a center of renewable energy sources. But it is a mouthful word. CARES is a beautiful acronym, but it doesn't People don't understand what is the real meaning, so we use the easy word solar village. It's easy to understand. What is the first step? First step is we identify a village with about 1,000 people. Our largest one has 6,000 people. And then we identify a method to create regular income for them. We can't talk about poverty without getting some income to them. Without income, poverty will not disappear. So we find a solar solution, and then the second step is we start a village development committee. We go to the community, we ask them to have a village development committee. We must have 50% ladies in the committee. That is a must, because otherwise people start drinking and all sort of things. Men. So we want to stop that from the very beginning. We want to stop corruption. That is the main idea. So we create an income generation method. Then we form a VDC. And third step is we don't drop there. Every year we see them. We introduce development projects for job creation, and we empower them. I don't believe in giving free things. We need to give free things when there's a disaster like earthquake or a tsunami. But we shouldn't give freely, then people become lazy and they expect all the time, and that is harmful. So what we do is we do something for them, we empower them, ask them to work for themselves and do it. What we are really doing is we are planting the solar village seed and ask them to grow it to a huge tree. That is what we are doing. Now, another quote from Anagarika Dharmapala: activity in doing good is the law of progress. So I really, when I was preparing this, I really like these quotes. And mindful activities taking place in solar villages. What are the activities taking place? As I mentioned before, solar village has about 1,000 people on average. Establish a wealth creation method. We have used 3 methods. These are the 3 methods. The first method is, in the first village we had the infrastructure. They were pumping water with imported diesel. The people pay the water bills. End of the month, they used all the money to buy imported diesel. Very expensive. What I did was I simply replaced that water pumping system with a solar water pumping system. Then what happens is all the money paid by the users are accumulated in the VDC account. That is the wealth creation. So second method, this is the easiest one: installing a solar roof and connecting to the national grid with the N+ system. For the total amount, the CEB send a check to the VDC bank every month or quarterly. That is much easier, easy to control. The third one is solar water pumping for irrigation or normal irrigation for food production. Then the people who use the water need to contribute to the bank account a certain amount decided by the VDC, not us. So those are the income generation methods we have used today, but depending on the community, depending on their requirements, we change this project, we modify this project all the time. Form a VDC. I mentioned that we form a VDC with 50% female members, and then we ask them to manage these funds with full transparency. And these are the 3 things we do. We try to enhance education. We ask them to improve their nursery, primary school, library, and if there is a poor child who cannot proceed, give a little bit of a support. These are called CARES scholarships, because it comes from a solar village, CARES. That is enhancing education. In fact, now we are expanding it to give a smart board as well. Improve environment. We ask them to work together, tree planting, beekeeping, organic farming, road repairs and all. In these solar villages, sometimes there was about 2-kilometer road, they can't use it. They got together, 300 people came with tractors and various things and repaired it. They didn't wait for the government to do it. So this is the kind of things we do, we empower them. Contribute to the climate action. What are the things we do for climate action? We use solar energy to produce energy, no carbon dioxide emission. The second thing is we grow more trees, absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, so we do it. These are mindful activities taking place within the community. As I mentioned before, what we do is we plant the seed of the solar village, empower the community and ask them to make it to a solar village, large solar village. Now, this is practicing metta and loving kindness. We are looking into people, poor people. We are empowering them to develop themselves. I don't go to Sri Lanka to sleep in the beach. I go to these villages and talk to them. This is what we do. We are practicing metta and loving kindness. This is the essence of Lord Buddha's teaching. So that is what we are doing in this project. That is what exactly Anagarika Dharmapala was preaching. I want to tell you something before I move on. No, I will mention that under benefits. Now this is the opening ceremony of the pilot project in 2008. University students, about 90 students came to the village for the opening because we want to teach them what we are doing in the village. And in fact, in a rural village, it's about 100 miles away from Colombo. When the university lecturers and students come to a rural village, that is itself boosts the whole village. These are the kind of things, and doing good for the welfare of others. Another AD's quote. Benefits and impacts of the pilot solar village. This is where I want to mention few things. Benefits are the most important things. The pilot solar village, we pumped water. In fact, what we did was we provide clean water to people. In these areas, in the summer, sometimes people have to go 1 or 2 kilometers to fetch drinking water. That's the kind of situation. Reduction of noise. When we replace the diesel engine, reduction of noise, air pollution, carbon dioxide emission we have reduced, providing solution for climate change and global warming. We asked the school and the temple to have free water because these are common things in the VDC. We asked the VDC to do it without charging the temple. Solar powered water pumping converts sunlight into real wealth, reducing country's fossil fuel import bill because Sri Lanka sent billions of dollars to import fossil fuel. Now, in this school, teachers were not very happy there. This school was, in fact, I will tell you, the charity starts from home. This is my native village. This school, this building was built by our fathers and the people during that time by Shramadana. It ran for 50 years without water, without light. Teachers didn't want to stay there. So the student number went down to about 20. Government decided to close it in 2007. The principal came to me and said, "Sir, this school is going to be closed." Started the first solar village around this school. What we did was we gave the electricity. By that time, there was a national grid. We gave electricity, we gave free water, we gave a couple of computers, and the school revived. Now, this school is performing at the top 3 of 186 primary schools in Maho zone. You can see what people are doing. In fact, within the first year, the student number went from 20 to 85. They wanted another building. Within the first year, we built another building for a class and a library. Most of the work was done by Shramadana. That is voluntary work. We also donated, and those are the benefits coming from. The school is beautiful now. Every year I go there, have a meeting. When I go, I normally go with education packages and motivation certificates. This is my third solar village. My favorite, what we did was this solar roof connected to the national grid. This was done by the APSL and the Helasarana charities jointly. And what we are doing is we are providing care scholarships, tree planting, as I mentioned. I also wanted to mention that when it comes to tree planting, we work with the government ministry. We distributed 100,000 mango plants, those Tom JC mango plants, the new ones. Within 4 years, they get huge mangoes. Can you believe, from the FOC, I bought a mango, it cost me 8 pounds. 8 pounds, one mango is beautiful. 2 breeders took a size from Hallam, the taste from the tastiest mango combined together, that is called Tom Ellavala and Juan Carlos Tom JC mangoes. I haven't seen, I think now it is coming to UK. There are few people bringing it. This is how these people can get a lot of income, extra income. And we distributed 500 bee hive boxes as well, because bees are very important in an agricultural country. Through pollination, the food production will be double and triple. So those are the kind of projects. In fact, if you look at it, this project fulfills 13 out of 17 SDGs. My postdoc looked at the whole project, and he calculated 13 out of 17 SDGs. One other thing is, in this area, there were a lot of kidney diseases. These people do wonders. The government gave them a water purification system because of the kidney diseases. They get income from this solar roof. They pump water, purify water, give freely the clean water to drink for the village people, and they sell to 8 surrounding villages for a very small price. And can you believe, when I went 2 years ago, there was a huge white board near the water purification system. There were names, list of names. In front of each names, there were some figures, 5,000, 10,000, 1,000. And what these people, these are supposed to be poor people in the village. They are donating. If they have a birthday, they donate 5,000 rupees to that bank account. And the outside people, those villagers from 8 villages, can come and get water freely. That is Vatura Dane Deno. They are donating water to people. I was learning this, and in fact, when I go there, I learn a lot before I give something to them. So I learn from these people. So I was looking. Now these people, what these people have done, it is done in 2017, only about how many years? 8 years now. During these 8 years, they completely demolished the old community hall, built a new one. Now they are building an office and a library on the top. Can you believe a very poor village has saved 73 lakhs in their bank account? 73 lakhs, that is 7.3 million. This is what we need to do throughout the country. That is what I am trying to do. I take all these ideas and pass it to other solar villages. This is what these solar villages do. You can do the same. So I was reading again Anagarika Dharmapala's quote. I came across this one: a cooperative commonwealth working for the welfare of the many and for the happiness of the many is the kind of institution that civilized humanity needs. I was very happy to see this Commonwealth, because I am a Commonwealth scholar working actively with the Commonwealth alumni. We have about 32,000 Commonwealth scholars around the globe. If we do this project successfully in Sri Lanka, we can take it out to the other countries. That is the beauty. I have a dream. That is my dream. So let us work slowly. As I mentioned, we started from 2008. It took me 15 years. While I was working in the university full-time, research and lecturing, I did only 5 solar villages. But last year itself, we did 4 solar villages. These solar villages are Madiawa, Sobitagama, Kanatoluwa and Panama. So we did 4 solar villages last year. We are now doing the 10th one and the 11th one. So it takes a while to establish these villages. As I mentioned, solar village project covers 13 out of 17 SDGs. I am not going to go into detail. And this is the progress. These are the projects we have already done, and we have also finished Panama. Panama is the largest one, 6,000 people. There are Tamil and Sinhala community living together. There are 3 schools: Tamil primary, Sinhala primary, and the common secondary. And we installed 3 solar roofs on 3 schools. So this is the largest community, and we just finished the installation connected to the national grid. So we have recently established a solar village CIC, community interest company, to attract external funds. We did all these solar villages by donations, charity work. We can't develop a country with charity and donations. So what we have to do is, we have to accelerate this now. So we started this about 7 months ago to attract external funds, expand the project by adding smart classrooms to rural villages, and rapidly replicate the solar village in Sri Lanka. This is what I like to do now. It has taken 15 years, and wealth of knowledge we have created. We have a mechanism. We have a network around the country. I simply have to send an email to my network, and they work in the country. That is the beauty of this project, and we have come to that. So let me read this as well. The religion of the Buddha was intended for all castes. He made no distinction between the Brahman and the Sudra. We are also following this. Kanatoluwa was a similar village, suffered from it, and we have been working with the Kanatoluwa solar village. We established it with the support from NSF, Sarvodaya, and ourselves together. In fact, one solar energy company offered us a free solar roof for this village. So we are looking at the bottom, to lift from the bottom, so that we can develop the country. We can support to develop the country. I left a little flyer there. We have a fundraising event on 2nd of November. 2nd of November. This is a sponsored walk in Oxford City, a guided walk. And after that, we have an after event and a Sri Lankan meal as well. If you are if you are close by, you can come and join us. Please register. There is the QR here, QR code. please register, because we want to know the numbers to prepare food and refreshments. If you can't, if you are far away, you can always sponsor someone. I am going to walk anyway. You are very welcome to sponsor me. All this money goes to, it is not only, if we collect 100, we give about 125, because when I go to Sri Lanka, everything is on my own expenses. And our teamwork is also doing the same thing. They are also charitable people. They travel 250, we went to Hadungama, 250 kilometers from Colombo, all with our own expenses, our own time. But all these donations we collect goes to buy the equipment, solar panels or the water pumps or anything. So my last slide, what is the ultimate solution to mitigate climate change effects? That is what we need. What is the ultimate one? Ultimate technology is the green hydrogen technology. What is the green hydrogen technology? You know, during the last 150, 200 years, industrial revolution happened because of fossil fuel. It has developed the country to this level. In fact, if you look at it, it developed only 2/3 of the world. 1/3 is not connected to that power. The beauty of renewables is renewables for all. Because when you provide energy for all, that gap disappear. Rich and poor gap disappear and the problems disappear. That is what we need. So people are going into renewables. What are the renewables? Mainly solar and wind. But solar and wind are intermittent. We don't have it all the time. We have to live with it. But the scientists and engineers always look at the problem. How do we remove this intermittency? What people do is, they have solved this very easily. They produce green hydrogen by splitting water. Water molecule is H2O, hydrogen 2 atoms and oxygen 1 atom. To split this, you need only 1.24 volts. With a torch battery, you can split it. I have done it in my O-level at home. So, science is there. What we need is to expand it, scale it, commercialize it. People have done it. Now it is the next revolution coming up. So green hydrogen is the hydrogen produced by water splitting using renewables. You may hear about brown hydrogen, pink hydrogen, green hydrogen, all the color, whole spectrum. Brown hydrogen is natural gas react with water vapor and produce hydrogen. You need hydrogen for industry. That is called brown hydrogen, because it takes fossil fuel. What is pink hydrogen? Nuclear energy used for splitting water. That is pink hydrogen. We are interested in green hydrogen. Green hydrogen is the hydrogen produced using solar and wind. So this is the versatile energy carrier in the future. Let us look at it. If you want power generation, you can burn it in a power generator like natural gas. If you look at in Sheffield, I think in whole UK, until 1960 people used town gas. Town gas is produced by heating coal. Its composition was 60% hydrogen, 40% methane. So that means if you mix the two, you can burn it easily. We can learn from that. So if we produce green hydrogen, we can mix it with natural gas, less carbon, and burn it. You can get power. So power generation is not a problem with green hydrogen. When you burn hydrogen, you produce H2O, water vapor. That means you are not polluting the environment. What about the transport? Fuel cell technology is fully matured. Now in London, fuel cell buses are running. when you run fuel cell buses, hydrogen in, water vapor out. So that is clean. And also in addition to this, we have to use the electric vehicles. Electric vehicles must be charged with solar and wind. Then we don't burn fossil fuel. So the transport is sorted out. And then what about the industry? Hydrogen can be produced into ammonia very easily. Hydrogen is difficult. It's the first element of the periodic table. We can convert that into ammonia. We can transport it. We can use it in fertilizer making. And also, when you use green hydrogen, people these days make green steel and green cement. Instead of coal burning, they are burning hydrogen. And you can convert hydrogen into methanol. Methanol is used for ships. So you can completely cover the whole use of energy using green hydrogen. That is the versatile energy vector in the future. No greenhouse emission, and that is the ultimate solution for climate change. Sri Lanka has a renewable energy potential of over 200 gigawatts because it's an island close to the equator. This is the potential. But our total power production is less than 5 gigawatts. Can you see the difference here? So we have huge potential there. So what we can do is rapidly introduce solar and wind to the country, use those solar and wind to produce green hydrogen, export to other countries. So instead of importing fossil fuel, we can become a energy exporting country in the near future. This is not far. This is less than 1 decade. It will happen within 7-8 years time. So we have to start now, because Sri Lanka missed the IT bus. Sri Lanka missed the biomedical bus. We don't want to wait for another 10 years and say, no, we missed the green hydrogen bus as well. We need to start now. So we are promoting this very rapidly. I mentioned this many lectures in the past, but now people are becoming, the government is also realized and starting. So that's green hydrogen. I think my last lecture, this is the thank you slide. This is our sun. This is our beautiful planet. What we are saying here is harvest the sun to save the planet, help the poor, and secure our future. I can't do it, but we all can do it together. Your contributions are highly appreciated. These are my technical research contributions, and I retired from lecturing 2 years ago, but I am still involved in research by journal activities. I will retire from that as well, but I will never retire Solar Village project because it gives you tremendous happiness. Thank you very much. I have 2 minutes how do I get this, Amal?
Just click on it.
No, I need to copy this and
Have you got it elsewhere?
no, let me see. No.
That's it. Copy that.
What is the are you using this one, Edge?
Yeah, you can use whatever you want to use.
Edge. Edge is not working. try this.
He has copied and pasted. If you just put it into a browser. And
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Is that going to work?
That should work, yeah.
Yeah, that's working. Yeah.
If you could expand on that. So fill it up. Yeah, click that. That's it. I don't know how you're going to do that. Just leave it, I think. Just leave it.
ව්‍යාපෘති මගින් ඒ ගම්වලට ලැබෙන ප්‍රතිලාභ ඉතා විශාලයි. සූර්ය පැනල භාවිතයෙන් විදුලිය නිපදවා ජලය පොම්ප කිරීම සහ පිරිසිදු කිරීම මගින් ලබා ගන්නා ආදායම භාවිතයෙන් ගම්වල විශාල ප්‍රගතියක් දක්නට ලැබීම මෙම ව්‍යාපෘතියේ ප්‍රධාන ලක්ෂණයක්. ලැබෙන ආදායම පූර්ණ විනිවිදභාවයෙන් යුතුව නොයෙක් සංවර්ධන කටයුතු සඳහා යෙදවීමෙන් ගම් දියුණු කිරීම මෙමගින් අපේක්ෂා කෙරෙනවා. ගමෙහි පෙර පාසල, ප්‍රාථමික පාසල හා පුස්තකාලය දියුණු කර ගැනීමත්, ගස් වැවීම, මීමැසි පාලනය සහ කාබනික වගා ආදීන්ගෙන් පරිසරය දියුණු කර ගැනීමත් ප්‍රධාන අරමුණු අතර වනවා. මෙම ව්‍යාපෘතිය ශීඝ්‍රව ව්‍යාප්ත කිරීම සඳහා මේ වන විට තවත් ව්‍යාපෘති 4ක් සැලසුම් කරමින් පවතිනවා. මැඩියාව, සෝබිතගම, පානම සහ තල්ගහ පොත්ත පුත්තලම ගම්මාන මේ සඳහා දැනටමත් තෝරාගෙන තිබෙනවා. මේ සියලු ව්‍යාපෘති සඳහා මූල්‍ය අනුග්‍රහය ලැබෙන්නේ පරිත්‍යාගශීලී දානපතියන් එක්සත් රාජධානියේ ශ්‍රී ලාංකීය වෘත්තිකයන්ගේ සංගමය, හෙළසරණ සංවිධානය සහ නෙක්ස්ට් එනර්ජි පදනම වැනි ආයතන මගින්. මෙම ව්‍යාපෘතිය මගින් තිරසාර සංවර්ධනය, දුප්පත්කම දුරලීම සහ දේශගුණික විපර්යාස මගින් සිදුවන හානි අවම කිරීම අපේක්ෂා කෙරෙනවා. මේ සඳහා ඔබගේ නොමසුරු දායකත්වය අපි සැම අපේක්ෂා කරනවා.
Listen, it's called connecting, and it's insane. I don't do schedules or timesheets manually anymore. And it works? Oh, like you wouldn't believe it. It's like
Yeah.
I say the first time I ever did it, it was very emotional, and it keeps being emotional.
I'll be very happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Thank you for this answer.
Sorry, just there'll be a microphone.
Thank you very much, Professor Dharmadasa. It's a very interesting lecture. I must congratulate you and your achievements. So my question is actually several questions. One is the cost effectiveness of the solar panels in Sri Lanka. That means, are you importing them to Sri Lanka, or are you planning to manufacture in the future? And second one is that I hear about incorporating solar system into the tiles, roof tiles, is that a better option? And also, how long, what is the expiry of the solar panel systems?
Yeah.
How long can be used?
Yeah, okay, thank you. The first one, you mentioned about solar panels. We don't, unfortunately, we can't manufacture them in Sri Lanka. So what we do is we import them from different countries, Europe, Australia, India, and then other components as well, and then companies starts to do it. When I started in 1992, there were only 3 companies in the country, solar energy companies struggling. But can you believe now there are 1,000 companies registered in the country and 650 very active. So they all bring these solar panels and install these systems. When we started in 2017, that solar roof I showed you, it cost us about 18 lakhs. Now the cost has gone down to 9 lakhs. It's nearly half. So it always happens with the new technology. When you start, it's expensive. Now it is getting lower and lower. So that is the first one. The second question you mentioned about solar panels onto tiles. People have already made it. These are called shingles. They looks like tiles. They are connected together. People can use it for roofs. Yeah, they are already, there is a company in United States. They are known as shingles, and they are already there.
How about the maintenance cost?
Maintenance cost. When you have a solar roof, maintenance is minimum, because it's mainly the dust settles down, the bird droppings, leaves. From time to time, if the dust and bird droppings there, usually the heavy rain will take care of that, but you can always clean it, because on a solar panel normally it is a glass cover. That glass cover, like window cleaning, you can clean it with a hose pipe. You can clean all the dust. Maintenance is minimum. You can run it for 25 years and sometimes 30 years, and after that, within 30 years, people develop so fast. Yeah, so they can do various things.
Thank you very much for the very interesting lecture, Professor. My question is, in the current context where the national grid cannot absorb the excess energy, are you planning to introduce battery storage in these villages?
Not me. No, yes. In fact, it's a sad situation. Photovoltaics and battery technology go hand in hand, because of the intermittency. People develop PV and batteries together. We, in our promotional work from 1992, we were promoting this together. Unfortunately, I can say this openly, our Ceylon Electricity Board was addicted to fossil. They ignored us for 35 years. Even today, the same attitude. We invited in 1993, we had a series of conferences, very high profile conferences in Colombo and Kandy. We invited the CEB to come and tell us what they are doing. They came and gave a talk. The last slide showed a more than exponential curve and said future of Sri Lanka is coal, coal and coal. That was the attitude. Just imagine this country. This was a coal producing country. There were 1,250 coal mines. Today there is no coal mine. Everything is closed because it has done a job. It has polluted as well, so we have to move forward. So people are moving forward. But Sri Lanka is not a coal producing country, but trying to depend on the imported coal. This attitude never changed, and they ignored us, the academics, industrialists. As I mentioned, the companies developed from 3 companies to 650 companies, but the CEB ignored us. So we said we need battery systems, we need to store this, or water pumping systems. They never listened to it. They stayed with coal, and today we have a problem because they say that we can't balance it because from solar roofs energy is fed into the national. Every other country is doing it. What we said was, please send 2 or 3 young electrical engineers to Germany or UK or India, learn it, bring the knowledge and do it. They ignored it. So suddenly now they say we can't do it, close it. You see the danger. We have about 100,000 solar roofs from people. These are the people who install these with a loan, with their pension money, with their savings to earn something. What the CB has done in 2024, they were paying 37 rupees per unit solar. They reduced to 27. Now they reduced to 18. What are they doing? They are dismantling those. They are destroying those people's lives. How can they pay their loans? This is something very negative happening in the country. I'm so sad to say this. If I have the power, I will introduce that from 37 to 45. Now, in fact, they are coming. If you are introducing batteries, they are going to provide 45, but people are saying there is no formal letter or a gazette or something. People are just floating around. So the batteries must come. Batteries must come with solar.
A few months ago, we had a blackout island-wide, and they blamed the solar.
Can you wait for the microphone?
Sorry. So, how can we avoid that kind of blackout in the country? Still are we going to blame the solar farm? Because that's creating a problem. That's what
This is,
what we say.
yeah, this is coming back to again, improving our, I think about 2010, CB did a good job because we didn't have electricity for everybody. They said we are going to electrify the whole country. They did it. We should appreciate it. They have done a good job. But if you go to rural villages, I mean, I go to villages when I go, the 60-watt bulb is just like a candle. No use because it's so fragile, so poor. So what the CEB's responsibility is to improve that, to serve the community. So they have to continuously improve. They have to listen to the academic community, industrial community, work together. I mean, you can't work separately. We have to work together. CEB has to work together with the government, with people, with industry. And we are working for the country. So what CEB's interest is, they say that if you are trying to install a solar roof, they say our transformer has no capacity. Whose responsibility is it? They ignored for 35 years. They completely ignored us. So that is where the problem is. So, and also, you know, Germany is doing beautifully well with this sunshine in here. I mean, we have tremendous amount of sunshine. We should grab it. We should send 2 or 3 young engineers to those countries, learn the technique, how to balance it, how to get all this power, and help those families. Because, in fact, those 100,000 solar roofs were not installed with government money or loans. They were installed with their own money, people's money. So we should help those people to develop. At the moment, what they are saying is we can't balance it, so shut them off on Sundays and holidays, days, and that is not right. That is very negative. I have seen 35 years, I was face to face with them. They were very negative to renewables. They are still doing it. I'm sad to see it.
In 2006, I had a program to make energy from garbage. That resolved many problems. Mosquitoes, cleanliness of the roads, but nobody wants to the minister came. But minister and another person came at the ministry and he asked me, what is in it for us?
Yeah. Yeah. That's another energy. That's another renewable energy source. waste is a huge renewable energy source. We have to use it, but we were promoting all these, not only solar and wind. We were promoting all the renewables in the country, but the interest was completely on fossils.
At the time, there must be a hidden agenda with CV. I don't know whether that is.
With my experience, big yes.
We have an audio question from Zoom. I can ask Dharma Shakya to talk.
Yeah, yeah.
He should come up. Just give me.
Could you read it? Is it coming here?
Dharma, can you hear me? Dharma Shakya?
Yes, I can.
Oh, yeah.
Right, okay.
Just hold on a bit, see if we can get your audio coming through. It's not picking up? Okay, I think he wrote his question.
Yeah, that is the best, I think.
Sorry? I think he's trying to. Dharma, can you talk? Dharma, can you talk your question, please? Can you speak it? No, his voice is not coming through.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not muted. Let me read out his question.
He's talking, but there is no sound coming.
He just said that it's a very interesting talk. He was wondering if your organization or work have a connection with the Barefoot College India or the Barefoot College International, which was established by Bankar Roy in 1972.
We don't have direct connections, but we have contacts in India. I know that there is a solar village project in India going on. That is what we want to see. We want to do this. We want to establish this knowledge to other countries. It should mushroom around the globe. That is what we see. If that happens, the whole globe will become one big solar village. That is what we want to see. I don't have any direct contacts with them.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question, Professor. Amal,
Go ahead.
very nice presentation about solar energy and the connection to Anagarika, Dharmapala and Buddhism. Thank you very much for that. I want to know how successful you are about your solar village projects with local governments and the ministry. Do you have any rapport with them to improve on what you are doing? That's one question. Second question is, we have a menace in Sri Lanka with the monkeys, with for agriculture, with all the wiring, and sometimes the electricity grids are being affected by it. I think a year ago, some monkeys were involved in
Hold the microphone.
a total shutdown. Total shutdown because of the monkeys getting into a national grid in Panadipur. It went on for about 2 days. So I'm wondering how these are affecting your projects. Thank you.
The first project, I think as professionals, what we have done is we have designed a good project, we have piloted, we are doing one by one, and we are showing the benefits. These funding coming from donations and charities, but we can't do that all the time. Why we do this? To impress the government. We are, yes, working, we are talking to people, right people. Hopefully we have the High Commissioner here. In fact, with the High Commissioner's connection, last month, I talked to the Prime Minister's Secretary for 1 hour. So our aim is to, as we develop this project. We want to do it throughout the country with the support from the government. That is the aim. It will happen. Until it happens, what we do is we externally we raise funds and do. When it comes to a certain number, nobody can ignore that project. That is our aim. Yes, we are communicating with the government. I'm sure it will happen. That is what the new government wants, rural development, and this is right on the spot. We have the knowledge accumulated over 35 years, and also we have the mechanism established. So that is why we have the network, we can do this project. So that's one. Number two, you said we have these monkeys. I think a monkey can trip the switch. That means our grid is so vulnerable, so fragile, so weak. What we need to do is gradually improve it. You don't need to do it at once. If we improve that from the when we started 35 years ago, now we have a very stable, good, stable grid. A monkey can't do a thing. So it is all about gradually improving the grid. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Although I am not a scientist or any other, but it was very interesting talk given by Professor Dharmadasa, because it connects with the Anagarika Dharmapal's idea, because he wanted to uplift our poor people. So in this project, I think you are doing a good deed, because it will help so many villages, because there are still some villages without power, without facilities. So I think that is where it was a very good idea. So we would like to thank you for giving that talk to all of us. So I think it all will agree with me, your wonderful lecture today. So it is interesting, and also it is very useful to make our eyes open. So thank you very much. So now we have the Mr. Amal Abeyardana. He is going to update about the British Mahabodhi Society. So please.
Thank you very much, Venerable Bandula, and thank you very much to Most Venerable Bogadasila Vimala, the head monk, for giving me this opportunity to speak on behalf of the British Mahabodhi Society today. So first of all, I'd like to just say that obviously we're gathered today to mark the 161st birth anniversary of our great founder, who not only founded London Buddhist Vihara, but founded the British Mahabodhi Society in 1926, and indeed founded the whole of the Mahabodhi Society globally in India, I think in 1891. So we are honoring the work, aspirations, and dedicated life of a man who was determined and restless in furthering the cause of Buddhism. He was devoutly concerned about Buddhism during his lifetime because it was a time when Buddhism was under great threat. And as Dr. Dharmadasa has mentioned, he had a very remarkable life, which was also based on personal sacrifice in many respects. But it was also about reaching out to the world, and not only about promoting Buddhism in India, where it was under, it was really, had disappeared to a large extent, and he personally revived it. But also Buddhism was under threat under colonial periods in his own country of Sri Lanka. But the remarkable thing was that he was a universalist, and I would recommend people there are many biographies of Anagarika Dhammapala, but the one that strikes me as giving a very rounded account of his life is by Dr. Stephen Kemper, Rescued by the Nation, which was published about 5 or 6 years ago. And it gives a vision of Anagarika Dhammapala as a universalist. So he was concerned about Buddhism in a global sense, and that the story of the Buddha's teachings was for everyone. It was for all of humanity, and not just countries in Asia. And as Dr. Dharmadasa said, he was remarkable because he spread Buddhism in 3 continents. And the purpose of the British Mahabodhi Society is to continue his work and to spread Buddhism and disseminate the teachings throughout the whole world, actually, not just in the UK, where he created the British Mahabodhi Society. So to that end, we've been working very closely with the monks at London Buddhist Vihara, who have graciously offered us the opportunity of hosting talks here on a monthly basis. Our next talk is actually a week from today, and we are very grateful that Ajahn Ahimsaka will be coming from Chithurst to deliver a talk next Saturday. And we will be continuing that thread. Also, my purpose has been to extend our range of collaborations with other institutions. And one of those has been the academic institutions in the UK. We're very honored today that Stefania Travagnan is here from SOAS, who heads the Buddhist association there, studies association there. But we've had numerous talks from other academics from the UK Association of Buddhist Studies, who have also participated, and we have extended our outreach to places like the British Museum, the Courtauld Institute of Art as well. And we will be continuing those outreach and expanding on our collaborations. But if we really want to enrich our lives and to spread Buddhism, what we've thought of doing now is to make it possible for British people and people around the world to actually go to India and visit the ancient sites of Buddhism. And we'll be offering the opportunity to join pilgrimages to the holy sites in Bodh Gaya, Kushinagar, Lumbini, Sarnath, and so on. So that is something that we're working on right now. So there's a lot to do. We would like to expand the way we do and convey our messages in a more modern way on using digital platforms. And I'm pleased that there are very talented people amongst our congregation at London Buddhist Vihara, and we will be working with them to enhance those. So in summing up, I'd like to just again repeat my thanks to the head monk, Venerable Bandula as well, and to thank the trustees of the Anagarika Dhammapala Trust, who have been very forthright in pursuing the goals of the British Mahabodhi Society. So in that respect, I'd like to echo the message that Nihal Veerasena mentioned from the Anagarika Dhammapala Trust, and thank Sudhamika Hevavithana, Rajiv Hevavithana, and Singha Ratnatunga, who are also directors alongside Sudhanta Abekun and Nihal Veerasena of the British Mahabodhi Society. We look forward to working with you in here and telling you more about our progress. Thank you very much, Bhante.
Thank you, Amma. Now it is my duty to say a few words to thank you all. So, thank you. It is an honor to stand before you today to deliver the vote of thanks on behalf of the London Buddhist Vihara Founders Day Organizing Committee and the Anagarika Dhammapala Trust. I would like to thank our chief guest, we can say our His Excellency the High Commissioner of Sri Lanka, and also our Deputy High Commissioner is here. So we would like to thank you coming here and spending time with us, and also Mr. Nadika Gurgi too. So, and also the First and foremost, I extend our deepest gratitude to our distinguished speaker, Professor Dharmadasa, delivering Anagarika Dharmapal Memorial Lecture. Thank you for your thought-provoking contributions. Your expertise and the passion have sparked meaningful conversation and left us with much to reflect upon. To the organizing team, your tireless efforts behind the scenes ensured everything ran smoothly. From logistic to hospitality, your dedication was evident in every details. I'm not going to mention by names, but we know that what you are doing. To our volunteers, thank you for your enthusiasm and commitment. You are the backbone of today's success. And finally, to our audience, thank you for being here, for your engagement, and for making this event truly memorable. Your presence is what gives meaning to all our efforts. As we close this meeting, let us carry towards the energy and ideas shared today. Thank you once again and have a wonderful evening. Thank you very much. Now we have some, yes, Venerable Silimal Naik Thero. Now he is going to present, offer a present to the now we have break and first we would like to have some refreshment, so please move to the other hall. Then afterwards we will have our puja and 6:30, then chanting will start at 7:30.